All right.
It's gonna be AO technology anyway.
Our biggest supporter, Beyond Tomas, AO technologist, and we're live.
I just come to make fun.
Dom,
My wife was like, I saw the very. She goes, I saw the very beginning where Jonathan was making fun of Mike for the intro, and she goes, I thought it was funny. He was ripping on him. I go, yeah, I got good towards the end. We were ripping on him the whole time. I said, you have to watch it back.
any way I can help contribute to my to the product being better, at my cost or not, who cares?
Exactly.
I don't have any water left. I have to go with the soda. Ugh.
Oh.
So, anywho, we're back on the podcast after show. Just because it went so smooth, I felt like I had more to say, and people in the room were really chatting it up. I don't think we'll get nearly the audience that we had with John, but you know,
Those
so
three thumbs down, man.
what's that?
I'm over here laying down on the floor. I sit at the desk all day, so I gotta stretch.
What'd you said, Larry?
What did I say?
That you'd be the only one in the room. That AO would be the only one in the room, and so far,
I can't find where the heck it is.
oh, here, I'll send you the link. It probably staggered or whatever. And it's so funny, he's the only one that commented. He's the only one in the room. Our biggest supporter, AO Techologist. No, it says 4 people are watching. Oh, wait. Me, Larry, Tomas, and AO. It's all good.
Did you guys see that Samsung video today?
Oh my god, that thing was horrible. I saw Dom tweet it out.
I said, oh man, please tell me that's real, and it was. Oh man.
Was it awesome?
It was like a rap, some like Chinese dude rapping about how diverse Samsung is.
It's
It was totally,
not
no,
diverse.
it was so bad.
Here, hold on, Tomas.
It's so bad it's good, don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah,
about as good as, it's something 1+1 would have probably done.
yeah. It's absolutely horrible. Um, why is... I see the picture, but it's 20... Oh, that's CNET talking about it. Um... Oh, shoot. I'll just have to find Dom's post. Dom didn't tweet much this afternoon. Should be easy to find. Hey, did you see Mod? The Mod channel's coming back?
Yeah, he's been vlogging for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like him.
I like him too. Oh, they privated the video!
What, yours? That last one?
No.
Oh, Samsung did?
Samsung video is privated!
I bet you somebody pulled it.
I bet you they did.
It was all over the net. The Verge did a story on it. I think 9 to 5 Mac did.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's on CNET's... Because it's not that long.
No, it was like 2 minutes or a minute.
Yeah. Let me see if these guys talk about it on their show. Nah, it's freaking skipping too much. It was bad though, Tomas. Real.
That's what happens when you're at work.
If you want to get pregnant,
Yes, there's-
just go ahead, because we're a family company.
Yeah, and you can raise your kids here.
And there was a whole thing of like they're drawing pictures of the companies, and it's like, we make room for the handicap. Draws like a lady in a wheelchair going, and it had stairs.
Yeah.
And then they wipe away the stairs and put a ramp, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
You have kids, and your kids can choose things that they like to do and come work for Samsung. I'm like, in your sweatshop?
They're breeding employees.
I'm gonna have a bad time. Oh,
There's literally nobody in the room but AO. I'm thinking it's kind of been a bad idea.
there's 2 people. Well, we won't go on long then.
I like AO, but
All right, I think I'm at a final product.
let's see.
Yeah, do you want to? You mind showing it on here?
I'm sharing.
Oh, lock it in and rip the knob off. Look at that. Sweet. I still think you should put 1 million views and 1 million.
No, man, I'm tiny.
999,900.
Ron was bashing me on the podcast, like, make shit content with Premiere.
No, we didn't say shit content. We said
No, that's what Jonathan pretty much said, but he
That's
goes,
what
I'm
he
not talking
said,
about Tomas.
Making shit content with Premiere.
But he also said that he was a big fan of yours. So did you get creamy over that?
No, I gotta step my game up. All I heard is you making shit content with Premiere. I got all these fancy applications and
I think he was talking about other
You gotta
particular.
fix the spacing on the front.
where what? What?
Your gap between your lettering and what's going to be the edge of the card is different from the gap on the top where the edge of your picture is, so that like it needs to be even.
What are you talking about?
Pull it back up.
Are you talking about? You talking about the YouTube looking thing?
The top of that picture frame, like the top of that frame of the where the YouTube screen is, you only have like a couple mils to the cut line, and at the bottom you have like 30 mils from your lettering down to the other cut line. It's going to look like everything's up.
Well, that's what I was saying that earlier. So he has a place to write because the back.
Okay, yeah, I went on for that.
That doesn't look right. Then you think you should.
I think once it's cut, it's going to look really weird.
You think you should move the bottom portion down further? So it's.
I think the whole thing as one could come down. I think you got enough white space in there to draw.
Right.
Anybody that's going to scribble on that's going to scribble right in the center. That's just my.
All right. No. Okay.
Where we at, Larry?
Keep going.
Right there?
That's about it. Yeah.
I'm trying to line it up with the bottom of the text.
I was gonna say you could probably move the bottom portion down a little bit to give you a little space.
Yeah, I'll probably move those down a little bit. Like,
You do have a pretty decent gap between between that and the bottom.
That's what I always say when I talk about Tomas. He's got a decent gap.
Decent.
yeah.
Everything's decent.
Is
Yeah.
Do I say decent too much?
I didn't notice it until now, but now I'm going to keep pointing it out when you do.
Thanks. That's mighty decent of you.
Yes, Tomas is laying on the floor, Ben.
Yeah, I am. I
Stretch.
sit at a chair all day. I
We're
stretch. I think right about there is pretty even. They're about evenly spaced, pixel-wise.
Yeah, that looks good. Do you guys know anything about, like, if I work all day on a video, like editing, I start getting bad headaches. Do you think those monitor glasses would help that, or is it just, it is what it is?
It's just you being old.
Aside from that, I'm hoping for an answer. Aside from I'm old.
Oh, shit.
I've heard people say that those are decent. You could check with Quinn because I think he used to use them.
Well, I know that one, the dude from Pocket Now uses them.
Hmm.
What's his face? His Twitter handle's Captain Two Phones.
Yeah.
Can't think of his real name.
AO asked if you've used Premiere Elements and is it good for beginners? I don't think anything Adobe is good for beginners. You got to learn it.
What's Premiere Elements? Is that like a step down from Premiere Pro or whatever?
I don't know.
No, I've never used it, but I would say if you haven't started using anything, I would go with the hardest thing possible.
Is Elements an editing software?
What's up?
Is Elements an editing software?
Yeah, it's like a Lightroom. It's like a Lightroom or Photoshop, you know. It's got simple, basic stuff. There's 9 people watching this. Are you serious? Yeah, I was laying on the floor, Ben. I'm just catching up on these.
Yeah, Michael Fisher. Yeah.
Justin says, "Not today, LOL." I said, "That's okay. You weren't going to be on anyway."
You better not invite him. I'm leaving.
What's that?
Exactly. Be Mike and Justin talking
Yeah, forget that.
like it's a Friday night.
Anyway, so what? To 2 people that are in the room actually typing. If anyone else is in the room, say hi. What'd you think of the podcast?
Me?
Oh, that was good.
And you, Tomas. Yeah, what did you think?
All I heard was making shit content in Premiere Pro. No, it was good.
I started typing a hashtag throw Tomas under the bus because I said but then Jonathan said that about people that will use that and then make shit content. I'm like, well, if I tweet that now, Tomas, or if I write that, Tomas gonna think that. But I was saying it because I said we get a lot of crap from people that use Premiere like Tomas, and I started writing throw Tomas under the bus, and then he's like, yeah, those guys use that and they shitty content. I'm like, yeah, I'm not typing that. It's gonna look like that's what I'm thinking. Jonathan's talking about Tomas.
Yeah, I just realized I hit 33,800 today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
I'm pretty psyched. Cool. Before I know it, I'll be at 34,000. There we go. There's a couple other people. Zane said he liked it. AO said it was decent.
Decent.
Ben said it was great. Good deal. Oh, Danny!
I picked
Larry,
up
you're too old to be staring at less than 5K while you're editing.
Less than 5K.
He's just trying to unload his unit on you.
He's trying to push that over. If he comes over and delivers it, maybe I'll take it off his hand.
Tomas, did I hear you correct? He wants to unload his unit on the.
Yep.
On the Larry.
That's exactly what I said.
I just said if he came over, I'd take it.
Oh!
Whoa!
I was watching I don't even know you guys know who this is. His name's Quebblecop. He does like he'll.
Isn't he the penguin?
What's that?
Isn't he the penguin?
No.
Cobblepot?
No, Quebblecop. No, it's just like gameplay and stuff like that. And they had every once in a while someone comes on YouTube or on YouTube will do a video of them blocking the train or blocking to see if something runs into a train, and the train obviously never stops on GTA 5, and like you can't knock it off or anything. And they were putting stuff in front of a tunnel, and they were trying to see what would happen, and stuff was glitching out crazy and throwing across the screen and everything. Well, Quebblecop had a tank sitting in front of that, and one of the guys was standing in front of the tank, and he's moving the turret around. And I was expecting him to like shoot the guy, but he was like, "Hey, just stand still, stand still." And he goes, "Do you like it when I swing my gun in your face?" And then he knocks him over with it, and I'm like, "Oh god." I was like, "Oh." Transported back to being 15 years old, being an immature.
Men never grow up.
And then I realized that I'm just 39 and I'm still the same way. Protect the legacy, Danny. Legacy.
Legacy.
Danny, you want to come on? I asked him. He didn't reply. Oh, that's okay, AO. I'm in the process of blocking you out of this, so it's all good. You know what? I don't think B&H has that many deals.
I still have this big ass book over here that I haven't even opened because everything in it's like check our website or it's $800,000.
Yeah,
Well,
I spell that out when it comes now.
oh man, look at that. B&H is like a Best Buy of, it's just actually better than Best Buy of like technology equipment, everything you can think of when it comes to video.
Yeah, but you buy stuff and it's hard to get replacements. I'd rather purchase and pay a little bit from Best Buy because you can drive down there, take the unit back, get a new one, and come back home without having to ship it out.
Right.
That's for me anyways because I don't have a B&H close by.
Right.
I'd love to go visit the store once, but it would just be to go there. You know what I mean? I don't.
Right. Marco,
I've only purchased like camera equipment, like quick plates and stuff like that. I'm a little bit scared to do electronics.
And stuff like that, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared to do electronics.
What, from B&H?
Yeah.
No, they'll take it back, the same way that Best Buy does.
Not what OP for Tech was saying. He
That's not what Jonathan. Yeah.
No, I didn't
he
think.
had a rough time with them.
I didn't think they had an issue with that.
Very elusive bamboo edition. This is something that they announced they were going to sell separately as a
What are you watching?
They canceled it.
I'm watching Danny with his bamboo unboxing of the OnePlus One, and he's got the damn thing in bamboo trees.
Oh boy.
He had that shipped in from his homeland.
Well, I know. I'm wondering where he was. The Nashville Zoo's got like a bamboo. But people grow it down here. Down the street from me, they grow bamboo.
Bamboo's insane.
But if you want it right now, you can get it from 28mobile.com. So let's not hesitate. Let's get right into it.
So I haven't looked at this hotel.
First thing that
Does it have a decent gym?
It's kind of a crappy hotel. Are you serious? Tomas?
What?
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
You're asking if the Venetian has a good hotel, has a good gym.
Yeah, I can't skip a week of gym. That's crazy.
Asking if the Venetian has a good gym.
Dude, the last time I went there, I stayed at the Luxor with their fucked in beds.
Okay. The Luxor and the
It
Venetian.
was like this. The beds were like this.
Okay. Here's the Luxor. Okay. Here's the Venetian.
Better have something.
Trust me.
What are you doing, Larry?
Watching Danny's video. What are you guys doing?
Why are you doing that when we're on a show here? What's wrong with you?
Because we're not talking about nothing. You're talking about the gym.
Tribute.
I know it's got a gym. Tomas knows it's got a gym.
It has a gym. It's the Venetian. It's
I looked up and you did this. I don't know what was going on. You were measuring something.
saying that's how good the Venetian is compared to the Luxor.
Here, I'm gonna give you kids a little sneak peek. I showed Mike earlier, but I'm done rendering now. So how do I share my? Hold on.
Are you working on the iMac?
Yeah. Rough, man. The struggle's real.
Hey, I'll have you guys know that the Venetian has the PlayStation experience.
I don't know what that is. You see that?
Yep.
That iMac is struggling.
And then out. Here you go.
Damn.
Selfies, but
That production quality.
now look, I'm talking about the camera at this point, so keep that in mind. I'm saying that the camera is okay, but it's not as good as like the iPhone. After something like that, I'll take a quick selfie, or if I'm doing a video and I need some selfie footage. Ooh, so sharp. It's so sharp. Wow. This really is the best camera ever.
Get out of here.
This is good.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome.
I was texting him today. I'm like, hey, dude, would you want to do? Because he was telling me last night we were playing that Call of Duty, and he's like, man, I think it was after. I don't know if you were on, Tomas, but he's like, man, that Note 4 camera is so good. And I'm like, it's not as good as that iPhone, man. I go, it's not as good. So I was doing the camera part today, and I'm like, I gotta get him in there doing something.
That is hilarious.
He's growing so fast, man.
Dude, I asked him to do. He's like, you want it funny or not funny? I said, well, do one funny, one not funny. Dude sent me like 4 takes, 4 different ways he did it. Like it was really, and he threw it together. It was like an hour later. He's like, here you go. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, he's growing fast. He's getting real good at it.
Yeah.
He needs to step up his audio game, though.
I got it for him sitting in there.
All right, Tomas. Let's.
My next thing's gonna be audio and like matching it up.
Yeah.
Great. There's your gym here at the Venetian.
Good.
You got that.
Ain't nobody using it. What's going on?
That's the best gym. Yeah, adult retirement community. The hell is that?
I have no idea. I'm just clicking the Venetian in Las Vegas. There's a, whoops. Just trying to get pictures of the gym for Tomas, so he's happy. So for those who haven't figured it out yet, we're staying at the Venetian. We got a sponsor, a very generous sponsor.
In room 432.
Look at that dude doing the legs. Go back up there. That looked like Tomas.
Still our stuff.
Not that. Go up.
Sorry, what were you talking about? Oh.
Go up.
Hold on.
Just it, man.
Ah, piss.
So not decent.
Piss out my ass.
Oh, dude.
That. Look at that guy. Nice mullet.
That's what I was saying. Working them.
Look at that guy trying to run on the treadmill.
The mullet. The mullet. Check out this chick.
Uh-oh.
She's also serious.
What?
Yo. No, we're
Can
looking at.
you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
All right.
What's up?
Nothing. What am I looking at?
Sorry, we're doing pictures of the Venetian.
Oh, it looks like you're looking at pictures of chicks working out, which is kind of
Damn
creepy.
right.
We were
Which
doing.
is okay.
What? No,
Yeah.
Tomas is bitching and moaning about not having a gym for a week, and we scored the Venetian for CES, and he's like, "Does it have a good gym?" I was like, "The Venetian. Does the Venetian have a good gym?" I was like, "Are you serious?"
I don't need all this craziness. I've actually done workouts with milk cartons filled with rocks and stuff. So
All right. Well, I don't think it's going to be as bad as that. So hey,
Tomas works out like Rocky IV in Russia. He's over there running through that deep ass snow in the mountains, and
well, he can
No.
run on sand.
there's a fat
not
guy
anymore,
next to him. he
man.
can
I'm too old for that. Too old for that.
Hey, that's what they thought. Rocky was too old too, man.
So, Dom, were you furiously finishing those videos yesterday for today?
No, I actually had all but one done since Friday.
I mean, you posted those, and it was like right in the middle of me working, and I was like, "Damn, I feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose. How am I gonna watch all this?"
I have to.
The only thing that I had to do, last night was finish the Note 4 video and then prep all the articles that. Hey, it's Marco. Prep all the articles that were gonna go along with them. But I had the other 3 videos already good and done with.
Nice.
Just because I had the time, it's nice. It's nice to be able to have time to get stuff ready,
Right. No, that's cool.
But
Some of
yeah,
that Assassin's Creed back there.
Yeah.
Marco's got his Assassin's Creed going.
Watching the
It's
T
just a
Rocket,
commercial.
Oh, is it?
Marco doesn't play video games.
aren't you? T-Wolves and Rocket.
Well, I was
Marco,
watching the
T-Wolves
Miami
and Rocket.
game, but we lost somehow against the Pacers, which everyone was injured on the Pacers. So it's kind of frustrating how Miami just lost when we had all of our starters playing.
It happens.
I know
They beat
it's
Utah
embarrassing
yesterday.
though, man. Like Indiana has 0. Like the only person that's good on their team right now that was playing tonight is Roy Hibbert, and yeah, and that wasn't really even the most effective player.
I'm not gonna try to sound mean or anything right now. Wait, where did he go?
What?
What happened?
Marco? Oh, there you are.
I'm here.
I thought you went away. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but how horrible would it have been if that robot crashed on the asteroid today, on the comet?
It would have been. That was a real good 50-50 chance of something happening like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean that was.
And actually, it didn't actually go that smoothly. The harpoons didn't operate correctly. They didn't shoot down on the ground, so it didn't. Again, you should.
Inject something here real quick? What?
Sure.
And Marco, you'll know this more than anybody, but
What?
what was so important about putting a hunk of metal on a floating rock?
Well, if you believe in the evolution theory, the Earth was formed by tons of meteors, comets, and asteroids smashing into each other.
Okay.
And when that happens, it produces a lot of heat, and it starts changing a lot of the elements. So when you land something like that that's still free-forming, that hasn't been crashed into, then you can find what kind of elements are on it. So if we
Okay,
find
because I was
something-
just like, what is the big deal here? Like, it's a
Yeah.
freaking...
So basically, we know comets have water because they're chunks of ice. But if we find like carbon, then you'd basically have the building blocks of life. So you'd have carbon, which we are,
Right.
and water, which is what is needed for life, and that's how life would begin with those elements.
Okay.
And,
Well, that
and
makes
those are,
sense.
and those things are. I mean, if we find they're not going to change everything, it's just going to be, it's going to support the fact that life could exist other places than this planet.
For sure, yeah.
Gotcha.
That makes sense now.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, today was probably one of the best days ever to be a scientist if you're ever worked on. Like, you send something, literally, like all the funniest tweets I found today were people who are mobile tech reviewers, and they posted photos of like the Palm Trio. Like, this was the top-notch smartphone when Rosetta launched. I'm like, I can't believe like something that we built 10 years ago landed on a freaking comet today.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing.
But a moving comet going 43,000 miles an hour, and it's only the size of Los Angeles. When you compare that to the whole size of the world or the moon, that's pretty damn astonishing.
It is astonishing.
So what they basically had just like the smallest little window to make a perfect crosshair with that comet, basically, right?
Yeah. So yeah, they launched that
And everything that they do is based purely on calculations.
Right.
There's there's no way for them to know for sure that this is actually going to work, and they can't account for unforeseen circumstances, so they just
exactly
calculate it and do it. And that's crazy.
Things like changes in gravity, like obviously comets, they come in and out of the solar system because of the sun.
Mhm.
So if there's some kind of change in gravity, their whole mission would probably be scrubbed, because then, like that thing is only the size of a grand piano. So there's only so much fuel that you can put on there, and they didn't use any of that fuel because we had to use it today, obviously, because they landed that thing. So
Right.
yeah, just tons of
Here's some live footage. This is live footage from that.
Oh, get the
67B.
This is today. So
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
even though that guy looks like
Unfortunately, I don't think it'd be that exciting on a comet.
I
I
still,
hope Aerosmith sang. That's all I hope.
I still think that comet was due to hit us, and they're on there to blow it up.
Oh no, it's not gonna hit us.
I'm just
Us being closer to the sun actually protects us from that thing. Like more things go towards the sun and burn up.
right.
So-
Right. I'm just joking about that. No, but that is actually really cool. Like you said, that they fired it off 10 years ago, and anything could have came along and changed the trajectory of that, and it could have missed it by a year.
Oh yeah. No, it took a long time, and it's interesting. We'll see what happens for the next 80-something days.
Yeah. Hey, I was talking to my wife's uncle the other day, and I was asking him about the rocket launch that went wrong, and I obviously didn't know this. You probably do. When that started having issues on the launch and it started coming back down, there's a fail-safe that they did to explode the rocket before it came back down.
Oh, really?
Try to minimize the impact of whatever was going to happen when it came back down. The reason why it blew up in the middle of the air is because they made it do that as part of an emergency abort function to blow up what they could before.
No, I know rockets generally all have fail safes. I know that because
I'm sure you.
But I did it, but it made it almost look like it blew up on impact. But I guess
you know what's stupid is if you're gonna blow something up intentionally and you have the money to build a rocket and rig all these fail safes and make it like you have all these basically plan Bs to explode this thing. At least set up a freaking high-speed camera. I mean, seriously though,
Well, that's why people like Samsung need to ask YouTubers to make videos for them.
And not make rap videos.
You know why we don't have a high-speed camera? It was because it was launched at night, so you'd have shutter flicker like crazy.
Dude, this is NASA, bro.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, it's not
10 years ago.
Whatever. This is space, bro. They don't even... Dude, it doesn't even matter, man. They got money to... They could reinvent shutter flicker.
Yeah.
They can eliminate it completely.
Oh my God.
They make new metals to like make materials out of.
No, that is true. We do create a lot of new metals, and it's pretty cool.
Well, they could have lit it up like it was daytime and got the shot.
Yeah, but NASA doesn't have.
I'm sure the explosion would have lit it up anyway.
Oh, that explosion was like a freaking nuke going off, man. It's pretty spectacular, like because you got to think it's the detonation of whatever they set off plus the millions of pounds of rocket fuel.
Yeah.
Going off of one big plume, it's like woo.
Yeah.
The people watching it miles away, it was insane to watch the explosion.
I was gonna be there, man. I was gonna be there. I was like.
And then the sonic boom.
Yeah, it was either Oppo or that, right?
Yeah, it was Oppo or watching a rocket explode. I'm like,
Well, you didn't know it was gonna explode.
No, I know that.
That would have been a waste of time had you gone there and then it just exploded.
No, I think that would have made it, a historic thing. Like, I've been to a few launches and never been to a disaster like that. So.
You think that's really gonna be a day that's remembered throughout history?
No, but it's gonna be a day that might, like change milestones of private corporation space. And the thing is, like that, and then a couple days later, SpaceX, or not SpaceX, Virgin Galactic blew up their spacecraft, and like, yeah, it's just not a good week for.
Maybe it's just
companies.
a thing. They're trying to get a viral video or something.
Oh,
They should have.
That's not a great way to, that's not a good way to get a viral video is blowing up your priceless spacecraft like that.
Marco, what YouTube have you been visiting?
I was gonna say,
The perfect way to make a viral video.
Well, I mean, their tickets are $250,000 a pop. Why
Title:
would we more
Epic Rocket Explosion.
Right. with Kim Kardashian's boobs in them.
Or her ass.
Nobody cares
yeah.
about her boobs.
Yeah, they just want to see her ass.
No, I just saw it on my Facebook. I'm like, I have to defriend the person that shared it.
I know how to use the warp tool in Photoshop too.
Oh, I have some new. Well, actually, here I just literally opened the. So, if no one knows, I'm sick.
You don't sound too sick.
All about it from AO all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Like my dad, I think my dad had the flu, and I've been like a few days ago, and I was taking care of him, and I never got the flu shot this season, and I felt so stupid. I'm like, and you know what? And I actually have a pretty good immune system. Like, I drink Emergency all the time to support it, and man, it hit me. It's hitting me so hard. Like yesterday, I was at school, dude. And yesterday's my long ass day. Like I'm at school from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. like all day.
Emergency hasn't been verified by the FDA.
That's all right. It's good for you. It has vitamin C.
So does an orange.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I love oranges actually.
Marco,
yesterday-
orange lover.
Yeah. I'll have orange skin tones on my GH4. I like oranges. I like orange Fanta. But Yesterday I was at school, man. Halfway through the day, it literally felt like a brick wall crashing down on me, man. I was just dead, and I had to stay. I had to stay until the end of the day because I had an exam. And when I came home, man, I crashed so hard. And this morning I woke up freaking full of sweat and like, oh god, I have the flu. It absolutely sucks. And yesterday I got my Metabones and Sigma lens, and I literally did not open it until just like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, really?
Man, it's so cool, dude. I'm sorry. It freaking, like, I just turned it on and just used it for a second. I'm like, oh.
Is it really that good?
I have to show you. Hang on a second. It's like,
Are you
it's
gonna-
like
Are you gonna
Epic.
force me to buy one?
I very might well. Hang on one second.
You very might well. Okay.
That means yes.
It's weird, man. I don't think I've ever had a flu shot, and I've only had the flu once. But when I had the flu, I had swine flu, and I was like almost dying.
Oof.
Well, I hope I like. Well, see, I have a really bad fever right now. Where I did have a fever, but I took some ibuprofen and relieved it a little bit. Like I think it went up to like 101. I'm like, oh god, I hope I don't have Ebola. I really hope I don't have Ebola. Like, it's very unlikely, but I do. I mean,
Marco, you need to stay away from Facebook.
Yeah.
You don't have Ebola.
oh yeah, no, I don't.
People
you know.
breaking your door down to.
I have a really bad case of the flu. I think that's what it is.
I had the flu in 7th grade, and I had it like 4 years ago.
Right.
Like
Well,
Mark.
I mean, it's stupid because I told myself because I get the vaccination every year. I haven't had time. You don't?
I know. Same thing with Dom. A couple 3 or 4 years ago, I got the bird flu, and it was nasty.
Yeah.
I've never ever gotten the flu shot.
Okay, so here's this lens. Everyone knows what this is. It's for 12 or 35, right? Really
Yeah.
tiny, compact. This is a GH4 with an 18-35 Sigma and a Metabone speed booster. It's massive, but it is so badass, man. Holy shit.
Now, what is
I
that?
don't know.
Dude, this thing is pretty damn nice. Like,
Dom's like, I don't know.
it is.
I'm just saying that. It's my reluctance is
It's huge.
stems from me not wanting to know how nice it is.
Oh, you'll
Yeah.
see it in the videos, man. Like, I could drop this. So now I could drop this camera down to f1.2 now. I have a constant 1.2 18.
I can drop
35
mine
lens.
down pretty good too.
Well, yeah, but this.
No stabilization though.
I don't care
Right.
about the stabilization.
That would make it even better. I would buy it tomorrow if it had stabilization. There would be no thought.
The freaking bokeh on this thing at 1.2 is absolutely incredible. Like
Dude,
now,
I know.
okay. Like this is a not very well lit room right now. I'm at 1.2 and ISO 200, and it looks like bright as day.
Dude, trust me, I got that 0.96, man. I know exactly how that is.
And,
That thing will light up
you know
a
what,
room.
This thing though, it's just
That's
the thing is, I can really tell. Like, I've taken a couple shots with it, and yeah, I mean, it looks clean. Like, it looks more sharp, more detailed than the 1235.
Is that what else does it offer as an extension? Like, it brings you the f-stop, gives you more.
So it brings me the f-stop. It gives me a Super 35 field of view. So this is a Super 35 camera basically now. And it also, so it brings the, and it widens the lens a little bit by 0.077.
Okay.
So basically I have almost the same focal lengths of 12 to 35 on my GH4, but now at 1.2 instead of 2.8. And it compresses a Super 5 image into a Micro Four Thirds format sensor. So you basically, it's almost like scaling down 4K, but not really scaling down.
Mm-hmm.
Onto the smaller Micro Four Thirds sensor.
And what does that go for?
The Metabones itself is $600. The lens is pretty pricey too. It's about $800. I actually got this one for $750.
That's not horrible. I mean, there's
No, not horrible. Definitely not
Well,
horrible.
see, the thing that Marco has not mentioned yet, though, is that what he got is more than just an investment into that lens. He can use any
Right.
EF mount lens now. So any Canon lens will work with the GH4
Oh
because
yeah,
of the
I forgot to mention
Metabones.
that. This is Micro Four Thirds to EF.
Yeah, so
This is actually a
so that $600 investment may be more valuable to some people than even just than buying the lens with it,
There
because
you
the
Right.
Metabone Speed Booster will allow you to use any Canon glass on a GH4.
So yeah, I mean, I can throw on some Rokinon lenses, some
Yeah.
Samyang lenses. I could even
They're the
buy a
same
freaking
company.
cinema lens from Canon and throw it on there.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing, because since I'm thinking about, well, if Canon ever brings out a really kick-ass 4K camera that I might be in,
Oh, Marco, you
buy.
will not buy a Canon camera.
I know,
I
but
won't let you.
but here's the thing though, and I'm gonna keep investing in if I keep investing in Canon glass, because if people make more cinema lenses for Canon, I'll have the glass ready so whenever.
He froze.
Yeah. He does that. His Hangouts do that all the time. He's got a horrible
Instead of
internet
paying an
connection.
internet bill instead of buying that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Seriously.
that business internet, man.
I don't,
Good. They make them do all
Marco.
that.
okay, this is weird. I don't get this.
It's
My
your
freaking, it's
internet.
not my internet.
It's always
It's
like
my
that.
MacBook, bro. It's my Mac.
You
I know,
always
but it's
are,
my
like,
MacBook.
glitching out. Every time we're in a Hangout, you're like glitching out all day long.
Where's your 5K iMac?
It's not here anymore. I don't want it.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, that 5K
Oh.
iMac is garbage. Sorry.
Yep. 4K Seuss.
Where's
I'm
your
on-
Mac Pro at then?
My Mac Pro.
Don't you have a Mac Pro?
I do.
He doesn't have a cool webcam like I do, though.
No, I'm on a MacBook right now.
Oh, you don't have a webcam.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. Where the heck
I'm
would
up
I
on
put
that C920. What?
Yeah. Dropped $100 on the.
I just dropped $1,400. I can't.
You can't. You dropped $1,400 on something that you can't even use as a webcam.
That's
Well, it's okay. I don't care about webcams right now.
Yeah,
I care
you do.
about 4K quality. And wait a minute.
There it is.
There he goes.
How about internet quality, man?
He doesn't care about it. But
I don't
now
care about what.
interrupting my show. My important
Man. Man up, Mike. Man up and kick him out.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Google Hangout just crashed on me.
No.
That's what it was.
It was your internet.
Yeah.
No. Actually, that time it was not my internet. It was Google Hangouts that just said call was ended.
Google Hangouts didn't crash. Your credit card was declined by your internet service provider.
Ouch.
Ah.
Probably true though. I have, dude. Oh God. I was reading more into the FS7 this morning because I had nothing but time today. Like I stayed in bed all day.
I asked John about the 2000 ISO.
Yeah, you know what? I heard some complaints though, man. It's interesting because like you can't go below 2000, and that's really high. So,
Well, I mean,
you'd either have to go up on the shutter speed a lot or shoot at, I guess, slower apertures.
mm-hmm.
Which I mean doesn't do its justice because what if I want to shoot at a low ISO with an open aperture like 2.8?
What's the maximum? ND filter that's built in?
Oh, I guess I forgot about that shit. Yeah, but that's so weird though, man. Why would that? I mean, like thinking about shooting with an ND filter inside, it's just weird.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even get. Like honestly, that camera is like nowhere near my radar at all.
Yeah,
I don't even care. Like it's not that like I could save and I could buy one, blah blah blah, but I just don't even care about that camera at all. Like there's no interest whatsoever on my part.
Yeah,
And I know that next month is going to bring a whole lot of other things that I'm going
Right.
to be interested in.
Right.
true.
Or not next month, whatever. You guys
But like I think I mean I know that the GH4 is not gonna be my primary camera for another year. I think that obviously
I
I'm
don't know.
probably step
could
up.
still use it.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I could totally do it, but I think Dom and I are actually planning to. Yes, we want to go to NAB
Yeah.
this upcoming year, and I think that's where really I'm gonna, probably find my next camera. Is probably will be the next Blackmagic because they're actually gonna make a high ISO camera, but that won't be available until the year after, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I think there's tons of cameras.
Larry asked John about why something like that, and it sounds like there's other things planned. Beyond doing.
T4i.
to doing the YouTube stuff.
FTW.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone watches his Hungry Winos show,
Mm-hmm.
that could be a possibility for something, that's bigger than YouTube.
Yeah, so I think if you're using it for, beyond the idea of, for more video production and doing that, I can understand that.
Yeah, no, the FS7 is a pretty stereotypical run-and-gun camera. Really good for documentaries, really good for quick video and stuff. I wouldn't rate it as the highest cinema camera because, again, that high ISO or the base ISO there and just the body of it. The perfect run-and-gun cameras are the Canon cameras, to be honest. C100, C300, C500, all of them are such a good form factor that they're the best cinema run-and-gun cameras you could probably buy right now.
Right.
Or not buy right now, but not the best, but the best design, by design. Because if anyone's ever picked up a C100, man, that thing is a tank. It feels so solid.
And I'm obviously such a noob with this, but there are no Canon devices that are shooting in 4K right now yet.
No, there's the C500, which is
quite a few. Yeah.
No, there's only two, right? Yeah, two.
3.
The C500, which is a $22,000 camera. The 1DC, which is about a $12,000 camera. There's nothing else in that.
Mark III.
What Mark III? Oh, hacked, right?
Nonetheless, 4K. Hacked or not.
Out of the box, 2 cameras in total.
Okay. No, okay.
Unless you count, I don't know if they have any camcorder type things, but I mean, I don't think anyone wants to shoot with a camcorder anymore.
Now from a design?
Hey, Mike shoots with a camcorder.
I know. I was about to say other than the Detroit Borg because then it's just the box.
I mean that Sony camcorder is pretty legit, dude.
That's a nice.
His videos look pretty clear. It's got nice depth of field too.
I know, but rolling shutter for me on that camera is just But he doesn't do any panning shots, or he does do panning shots, but he doesn't do fast pans or anything. So
neither do we.
Well, I know, but what if you want to do something outside?
The fastest panning we do is
Yeah.
Very, very true. I watched and I keep bringing this up, and I'm really sorry if people are like, "Oh God, stop bringing it up." But I'm watching that Jared Polin DSLR.
Fronos photo. I love that guy, man. I love when he does the sniff tests.
The video, this DSLR video informational CD is insane.
Did you buy that?
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of. Okay.
Well, either it's a yeah or it's a no.
I shared it with someone. Yes, I bought it.
Okay.
So.
Okay, just a quick thing. I'm not. I think Dom. I think you should buy this, dude. I'm sorry.
Dude.
This is pretty epic.
Why? I don't.
This is pretty epic. Just
okay.
Look at this thing. Look how big my focus ring is now, man. It's so.
Dude, here's the thing, Marco. There's absolutely no.
There's what?
Nothing. I was just mocking you, bro.
Oh, okay, really.
That's
funny.
I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wait until you see the video, man. It's pretty nice.
The thing is, dude. I mean,
what the hell? What's on my SD card?
I don't think that it. I don't plan on buying a lot of Canon glass, right? I just don't have any plans to do that at this time. And
but think about. But here's the thing. I think Canon glass is the safest glass you can buy, though. As a cross platform, because
no, for sure. I mean, I get it.
Dude, because I can't.
You're preaching to the choir, bro.
What?
You're preaching to the choir. I know.
Okay, if for example, I can't use my 12 to 35 on a Super 35 sensor because it wouldn't fit the format. But I can totally use a Canon APS-C lens like this one on a Canon APS-C camera, or a Sony camera, or a Nikon camera.
I've been there. Remember? We had this conversation. The thing is, though, it's just I can think of better ways to invest my money right now than to buy that speed booster and that lens.
But it's such a good investment.
But it's not, though, because I already have 2 really solid lenses, and one of which will deliver nearly identical quality to that Sigma.
Other than the Super 35.
Yeah, but
aspect
I'm
ratio.
I'm telling you, you're not going to see a difference in that when you're shooting a cell phone video on a desk.
I know, but but mainly for the pro consumer, that's what I really want to use this lens for. That's what I really want.
Tell yourself that, Marco. But we all
I am.
know, like Jonathan said, at the end of the day, and whoever else tells you otherwise, you're a kid in a candy store.
I am. Well, look, I like this configuration, and I'm gonna keep it because it's great.
We buy these things, we try to justify them, but you're lying to yourself if it's just not out of pure desire to have
Yeah, I
it.
desire. Yeah. No, I mean the whole story. When I was in Singapore, the Oppo guy had this configuration, and he let me play around with his camera for like half an hour.
There.
I'm like, oh god, I almost bought it on the spot too. I was like, you could ask Danny. I went back to the hotel room and put it on my shopping cart on B&H, and I'm like, should I push the checkout button, dude?
So,
And honestly, the only thing that held me back, I was afraid that like because it was a public Wi-Fi, I didn't want anyone like to grab my credit card.
Oh, yeah, you know that shady freaking Singapore.
especially in Singapore, you know.
Dude, I'm joking. You're so racist, Marco.
Actually, no, Singapore is really nice. I can't deny that.
So let me ask a silly question. And obviously it's maybe no one has the answer, but why not a Canon C200 with 4K? Like, what would be the reasoning that Canon is not pulling the trigger on something like that? Or
Because they're ignorant, they're selfish.
No, there's two reasons. A, they're ignorant, they're selfish, and and it'll totally screw up their business model they've created with their pricing structures and their high-end cameras. Or B, they're planning something really freaking amazing that's going to blow everybody's mind. And
Which is
they're
really
they're trying to get the price point down, and they're trying to get everything in order, and they're taking their time, and essentially they're pulling an Apple where they're just taking really, really long amounts of time to do anything, but when they execute it, it's always perfection, which is usually what Canon does. They take forever to iterate and innovate, but when they do, it's always like solid ass, like long-term, run your life, run the show cameras. And that's what they do. I mean, this is nothing new for Canon. They take long time. They've always taken a long time to iterate. But when they release cameras, they release iconic cameras that are used for long periods of time, much longer than all of their competition for sure.
okay, that makes sense. No, that's very important to understand.
I mean, yeah, that totally could happen, but I honestly think that Canon just.
But dude, you can't deny that. This is what they
No,
do.
right, no,
I mean,
right.
this is nothing different from what Canon's done.
I just don't see them ever doing that in a way that's price effective. That won't price because everyone's been pricing them out. Like I don't think they have that ability to make that killer product that will end up killing their high-end cameras like C500 and be so appealing. I mean, even if they make a camera for the same price as the FS7, what are they going to pack inside of it that isn't already being done on other cameras, or just or are we just going to have the normal?
I don't know the answer to that, dude. I feel this. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're dead right now. Like the scenario that I mentioned is like what I would love to see happen, but I have no faith in Canon whatsoever.
Right. I mean, and you're happy with the direction you've gone anyway, so you really
I don't care.
Reason to look back anyway.
No, I really don't care.
I think Dom and I though. I mean, if Canon did do something like that, where they just literally shocked the market with like this groundbreaking camera, I don't know what could be groundbreaking, but I don't know. I think I'll be pretty quickly to spurge on it. Like
they could do an 8K,
I'd buy it.
8K recording on a full frame sensor.
I don't know. 8K. Well, actually, what if Blackmagic comes out with the first 8K camera? What?
It'll ship when the 10K camera is announced.
No, all I want, I could totally buy a Blackmagic camera. All I want is a new good sensor that works really well in low light. That's all I want.
Right.
I don't care about low light. I'm never in low light.
I know, but if your max ISO is 800 and it's grainy as shit and you always have to shoot in 400, at least give me the option to go 1600 and make 800.
Oh,
views.
you're talking about Blackmagic specifically. I don't
Yeah,
care.
no. I mean, honestly, low light is really on the lowest tops or parts of my priority list. But all I'm
I
saying,
mean, I'll take a fast lens over low light any day.
I know, but that camera has this weird. Okay, so if the camera only has 3 ISOs, 200 ASA, 400, and 800. 800 is
Wait,
completely.
where the hell did
unusable.
everybody else go?
Well, Tomas had to drop out.
Yeah, Tomas had to drop out.
Where did I miss this? How did I see?
Yeah, where did Larry go?
Larry's internet dropped out. He said he was infected by Marco's connection.
I
Is
didn't
he coming
even
back
hear
on?
Tomas say he was leaving.
He left
He's
it
on
on
chat.
mute, and he waved, and I texted him. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I have to go." I was like, "He moved
Oh.
on and said goodbye." And Larry said he's done. Said he's tired.
Yeah, I'm getting there, dude. I'm pretty tired myself.
No, that's fine. I'm getting down there too. I got a lot to do tomorrow. So, but no, Marco, I mean, if you're shooting in low light, I mean, how often are you going to shoot to the point where you wouldn't want to add light to what you're working on anyway?
Well, I just want the flexibility. I mean, that's honestly what I want it for. But if you have a camera that's incapable of shooting in poorly lit situations, that's a useless camera.
No, I get what Marco's saying because you're only as good as the tools that you. Well, that's somewhat true. I mean, you
Right.
can only grow to the maximum level of the tools that the equipment you have can produce.
Right.
So once you get to that point, then you can't improve on that, and that's the drive for just trying to make things better all the time. But yeah, I mean I get it. You want versatility all around.
Right.
I don't know. Canon, dead to me. Blackmagic, never been on my radar ever. They don't
Ursa, man.
they don't produce
That,
in a
that,
timely
when that
manner.
camera came out, I was like, what? I got to buy
I
this.
don't trust that Blackmagic will be around in 5 years.
Oh, they will.
Dude, they're such a small company.
They've been making like studio equipment for like 25 years.
Yeah, studio equipment. They can barely push out a camera. A year past its release date.
I think they'll improve on it next generation.
We said that last time.
I know. We keep saying that every year.
Well, I mean,
Whatever.
how much success have they had from that camera?
Actually, a lot.
Have they?
Yeah, they sell a lot of cameras.
The only time I ever hear about that camera outside of you is you. I don't hear anybody talking about Blackmagic Ursa.
Morrison talked about it for a little bit.
No, I mean not anywhere. Anywhere. Like
Well, I mean, who do you know that works in professional video all the time? Other than YouTube, nobody.
no one, but you hear
Exactly.
you hear about it, you read about it online. Like I see things S7 pop up all the time. I see things on the GH4 pop up all the time. I even still see things all the time pop up on the Mark III. I never see things pop up on the Blackmagic Ursa.
Well, maybe because no one's been able to have theirs yet, but now that they're shipping,
Nobody cares, dude. They ship too late. It's too late now. There's newer, better stuff on the way.
Yeah, I think that's a lot to do with it too.
yeah, no, I mean, I know.
And it sucks because, I mean, this is the same with all technology, but cameras too. The iteration intervals for camera technology is getting smaller and smaller. Before, in 2002, 2003, whatever, you could buy a $15,000, $20,000 camera and it would be relevant for 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
It would be relevant up until now, basically. Now you buy a Red camera for $20,000, that thing will be outdated in a year and a half.
Shocking, right?
I know it is, dude. I mean, it's the sad truth. It's like all those expensive.
Which is why the Ursa makes sense, though.
Not really, dude, because it's still that the foundation that the Ursa is built on will still be outdated. You can switch out things, little things here and there, but it's still going to be an outdated thing, and it's going to be hard to get a hold of those components more than anything because it's such a specialized. Like, I don't like proprietary stuff at all. Like, as far as like that goes, like having to buy this thing that fits with this thing to make it work. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of that.
You have to be real confident and real sure about doing something like that that's proprietary, or you just don't give a shit and you've got the money to throw around that you want to keep it and alienate yourself from the rest of the people who are going to sit there and say, I don't feel comfortable using your proprietary items or your proprietary, things that you're looking for. It has to be something really special for people to really sit there and say, I'll do that.
Yeah, that's what I feel like that. Like, I mean, it's like I guess it's kind of like Thunderbolt, okay? Thunderbolt's great technology. I freaking love it. But at the same time, it's so proprietary and it's so not easy for people to implement into their products that there's like nothing compatible with Thunderbolt. Still, even like more than 2 years after, it's been out like mainstream, still not popular.
Now there's a few monitors that aren't Apple that have it, but like you said, it's
no, those monitors have DisplayPort, which is the same connection as Thunderbolt. But I'm just talking about the Thunderbolt technology.
In general.
It's
not anywhere. It's not anywhere.
Well, and another part of the problem, part of that problem is that it's very expensive to license. If companies want to use Thunderbolt in their product, they have to pay Intel, I believe, to license the technology to use it. Just like product accessory manufacturers have to license Lightning connectors from Apple.
Yeah.
And those are obviously cheaper and it's on the same level. But I feel like the Ursa, that kind of route is kind of like the Thunderbolt route, and it's just not going to be as popular.
Right. And you make it, and it's and that's the tough part of it is something like the 5K monitor. It's the fact that 5K is not going to work on Thunderbolt 2.
Well, actually, yes, it will. Dell's 5K monitor requires 2 DisplayPort 1.2 ports to operate. So it can work. I mean, it can push it for sure. Apple will never do that. Apple will never release a 5K display until all of its lineup can use it, because every single computer that Apple sells can hook up to that Thunderbolt display they sell.
Right.
And that's how they like it.
Right. And I think that was an interesting point when you brought it up. I think it was you and I that talked about that.
It's crap though. It pisses me off.
It is.
But at the same time, I've seen the light at the end of the tunnel with Apple's 5K Retina iMac, just recently actually. So when they released this, I was all pissed off. Like, how could you, Apple? I've been waiting, for so long to buy this damn monitor that you didn't release. And so I gave up and I bought the Asus PQ321Q. And it's the best monitor I've ever owned. It's so perfect in more ways than one. So I bought that and I just settled with it. I was happy with it. I paid like $2,000 for it, which is a lot. I get it, but I've been saving for this and waiting for a display for a while. So I was ready to pull the trigger on a display, and I just made the move.
Right.
And I was so mad at Apple for releasing their 5K iMac because it's got mobile GPU, it's got mobile processor, it's just complete garbage on the inside. And they have this beautiful 5K display on it that they're marketing to professionals, which is BS because we all know that professionals are not going to use mobile GPUs. So, I'm no offense to any professionals. I'm just saying that for the most part, the people that they're marketing to are not the people that are buying that kind of hardware to do their work on. Right. So, I bought the 4K display, and last week it dropped in price on Amazon to $1,400, and so it went down from 1939 to $1,469, and because of that, I got a refund for all that money.
Oh.
Now you know why that happened is because Asus is sitting here and they're like, well, damn, Apple has a whole computer with a better resolution display for $500 more. We need to drop the price on this thing.
Right.
So Apple effectively forced all of these manufacturers to drop their monitor prices, which I really appreciate. And they do that a lot. They release something better, for X whatever, or not necessarily better, but in some people's eyes better.
Mm-hmm.
And they force the market to change. They force change on the market. That's one of the most important things that Apple brings, in my opinion, is they force change. Apple Pay is forcing change. Google Wallet Tap and Pay has been around for much longer than Apple Pay, and NFC payments has even been here longer than that.
Yeah.
And they were never catching on. And now that Apple Pay is out, even people are using Google Wallet Tap and Pay more. You know what I mean? Like it's driven up those numbers. So Apple changes the industry. They force change, and that's what they did with the 4K monitor. And I got like a $500 or refund or something on my monitor, so I got money back, and now I'm happy with the display. And so it's kind of a bittersweet situation.
Awesome. Very, very nice. Nothing wrong with that. Hell.
No, it was cool. Danny sent me a link to it last week, and he's like, hey, he's like, should I pull the trigger on the Asus monitor? And I was like, yeah, blah blah blah. And he's like, how much did you pay for yours? And I told him, and he's like, oh, it's here for this price. And I was like, what? And I looked, and I went there, and mine from Fry's Electronics, and they have a 30-day price guarantee. So I just went up there and showed them Amazon, and they freaking refunded me the money.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, it's funny you mentioned the idea of the iMac 5K being geared towards professionals, and
well, they seem to have a big spotlight on pro uses in their keynote for it.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm going to get anything and I'm going to spend the amount of money that you're spending on really what I would get in that 5K iMac, I would rather just spend another $1,000 or $2,000 and just get a Mac Pro, and I have something that not only will last me a few years at its core operating system that's in it and all the parts, it's pretty well upgradable for the most part for many years to come. So I would rather spend $4,000 on that and get a 6-core or even an 8-core and spend more and have that than go with an iMac 5K.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing, is like, I was tempted by the 5K iMac. I wasn't even gonna buy one to sell my Mac Pro and do all this stuff. I was just tempted because I like buying crap, and I like looking at new, fresh things, and I like, and the Retina display is nice. You know what I mean? It's really crisp and clean. I saw it at Apple Store. I played on it for a while. It's pretty awesome, but for me, it would be nothing more than a computer that I would sometimes use.
Right.
Because I use my Mac Pro all the time, and I use my MacBook all the time, and I haven't found anything that's more efficient and more something that suits my lifestyle better than the combination of those two. My ideal computer from Apple, if it should ever happen, would be a 13-inch Retina MacBook with the same specs as my 15-inch. So if I get a quad-core, 16 gigs of RAM, same storage, blah, 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 same processor, that speed and performance in a 13-inch, man, I would buy that in a second.
That's funny.
I'd be all over that because that's what I want. I want portability. I wish they had a MacBook Air that was that powerful, I want portability, and they're all about making things faster and thinner. Why the hell haven't we done it with the MacBooks?
Right. Well, they did with the MacBook Pros and
no, but not with the 13-inch. I mean, 13-inch MacBook has always been like the bottom shelf, like back burner MacBook. That's always like the low end specifications.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they've ever had a quad core 13-inch. Or they've never had a 13-inch. They've definitely never had a 13-inch with dedicated graphics, and that's like why are we sacrificing performance for portability? I mean, you can make this freaking iPad Air 2 like super thin with all this crap inside of it. I'm pretty damn sure you can make a 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro with the same specs as my 15-inch.
Could be battery life, though.
Yeah. To be honest, I'll sacrifice battery life over performance
But Apple won't.
for a portability. Yeah, what do you mean Apple won't? Everything Apple does sacrifices performance or battery life for thinness.
Well, not with their MacBooks because they have to have 8 or 9 hours of battery life.
Mike frozen?
Me?
Or is he just messing with you? No, Mike.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Does he look frozen?
I think he's legitimately frozen. Which means I don't even know if like this hangout is making it to YouTube.
No, it is.
Is it?
No, yeah. I mean, even if he left, we would still be on his channel.
It's time to take over Tech Examine, the Tech Examine Takeover, starring your host Marco Hanna and Dom Esposito.
And Marco has Ebola.
Tech Examine Takeover.
Yeah, seriously, he is really frozen.
Yeah, he's totally frozen. But we're still live on his channel, so I believe we are actually. Are we? Let me see.
It still
Are we
says
still
live
live?
on the Hangout.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess so, huh? Mike's probably freaking out right now. He's like, "How do I get back in here?"
Oh my god.
Yeah. Man, I am getting tired though. Yeah, I was up all night, and then I went to bed at or I took a nap, I guess I should say, at like noon, and then I woke up at 3:30,
Mhm.
and I'm here.
I've been
I
in bed.
had to get all these articles ready. I wanted to flood the internet with Nexus coverage.
Yeah, well, thankfully I fell asleep. Oh, there we go.
Oh, is he here? Now there's two of him.
There's 2 of you.
Jeez, that was weird.
Yeah, we were on your channel without you.
I know that we've seen that happen before with I forget who that was.
I don't know why.
There are 2 of you now, though.
Yeah, I see that. I'm gonna hide this one.
One of you looks like you're posing for. Oh, there you go.
The Hangout on the YouTube channel only shows me for some reason.
Wow.
Well,
So I'm not non-existent.
Yeah, I'm the host of Tech Examined. Dom Panetta. What's up, guys?
If you, you're
Yeah.
the second person to mention that. I haven't heard anyone mention me taking that out of my videos since I took it out.
I mean, I knew you took it out, but I figure it's just the same reason why I change things, because I just want something different, you know?
No, you're absolutely right.
I mean, it's nothing to question, really, you know? I mean, I used to do like little beeps and boops and stuff, like when I was like saying like, if you go back to some of my old videos, you'll see it, where I was like, I would do like these like, follow me on Twitter, and like blah blah blah, and I stopped doing it just because whatever, you know. I don't know. It's just
change things up, like you said. You want to
yeah, you got to keep it fresh, not only for your audience, but more importantly for yourself, because if you don't, then you're not gonna make good content.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. What the hell is Marco doing?
I'm just having fun.
Oh, jeez. Now you're taking pictures. Are you going to show us those pictures, or are you just going to keep them to yourself?
Who takes photos anymore? Nobody.
Then what are you doing?
Oh, I'm
feel
just
bad.
playing. I'm just
Feel
playing
bad
around.
for my iPad Mini 3 because I haven't freaking touched it.
Are you going to do anything with it? Or are you
You
going
mean your iPad Mini 2 with Touch ID?
Yeah, iPad Mini with Touch ID. That's what I mean.
2S?
No, I mean I'm probably not gonna review it. I do need to work on an iPad Air 2 review, but I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like that's a review-worthy product, to be honest. Because all I'm gonna
The Air
say,
2?
all I'm gonna say is like, okay, well, it's thinner,
Well,
it's
if
faster.
MKBHD did
It's-
one,
it's-
maybe Dom should do one.
It's thinner, and it's faster, but you won't notice the speed difference.
Right.
That's really.
So-
Ooh.
So it's like, okay, yeah, it's thinner, and you can definitely notice that it's thinner. That's without a doubt. And it's faster, but you'll never know that it's faster because there's nothing that pushes the limits.
Right.
You know, there's nothing
It's
on
a lot faster. That's the funny part about it.
It's a lot faster, and you'll never know. That's
It's a lot.
that should be that's the headline. iPad Air 2 review, 10 times faster, and you'll never know it. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's a great. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. I love the iPad Air 2 for sure. but it's just like, I don't know.
Your Nexus 6 videos are doing well.
Yeah, they're coming along. I was kind of, I mean, some of them are. Well, actually, I mean, YouTube video studio thing, Creator Studio shows obviously a lot different than it does on the thing, and I'm pretty happy with where they're at right now. I was afraid earlier today that like if I put up so many videos at once that they'd somehow get ignored, like some of them, you know. But then I was like, you know what, screw it. To be honest, because first I wanted to just make sure I gave everybody as much Nexus coverage as they wanted, because I asked a lot of people, what do you want to see about the Nexus 6? You know, because I knew I was getting a unit, but I couldn't really talk about anything about it because we were all under like an embargo, you know. So I couldn't talk about anything. I couldn't do anything with it, like except the brief like unboxing that I did, which was all I was able to show.
Right.
And so I asked people what they wanted, and all the things they wanted are the videos that I put up today. Everybody wanted a comparison to the Note, a comparison to the Nexus 5 and the iPhone 6 Plus. People did say the One Plus One, but I don't think a lot of people care about the One Plus One anymore. Maybe they do, but I just didn't have time to put that together. But I was worried about putting it all up at once, you know, just because I didn't want to flood people's box. But at the end of the day, it's what they wanted to see, at least my audience. And at the same time, it's a win-win because they'll do good in like Google or YouTube search results, you know, as well. And I just love making those kind of videos anyway. They're just fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's in my opinion, it's like you said, it's what people want to see. They want to be able to compare it and the size difference and the functionality and.
Yeah. I mean, they're just fun videos to make for me. I like making these comparison things and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
What is this? Make fair and compare Nexus 6 to Note 4. I did. Somebody, I'm about to own somebody on Twitter.
Oh Jesus.
No, because they were like, I tweeted out Google Nexus 6 versus Apple iPhone 6 Plus comparison, blah blah blah, and this person tweeted me and they're like, why does everything have to be compared to an iPhone? Make this fair and compare Nexus 6 and Note 4. iPhone can't compete. So I'm going to tweet him a link to Note 4 comparison and then the Nexus 5 comparison.
What is wrong with people? Half the story, as I say, they half listen. What the heck? Idiots.
I sent them both the links. I put Nexus 5 versus Nexus 6, Note 4 versus Nexus 6. Happy? And then I put a wink face. Quick turnaround times here at Mac Mixing.
And get a live response to Dom's tweet. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Like, yeah, and that's another reason why I wanted to do all of them, because I feel like, I mean, I'm not just going to compare it to an iPhone. It's got to be compared to, like, another, I feel like it's definitely important to compare it to its like flagship competition, which the only competition for a phone that size is going to be the Note at this point. Especially because they have exactly the same internal specifications. No difference on paper. Big difference in software.
Right.
But yeah, you got to compare it to that, and you got to compare it to the old version. Like, those are must-do videos, you know?
I agree. And well, so far, according to the statistics, the iPhone 6 Plus and the Nexus 6 have more views. I don't know what your real-time stats look like on that. But,
the comparison?
Yeah.
Well, that was partially because a few different things. The iPhone 6 Plus versus Nexus 6, I posted on 9 to 5 Google and 9 to 5 Mac, and then BGR picked it up as well and posted it on their site. So that one's just going to have more views at the end of the day, probably over all of them. But the other one, let's see. The other ones are creeping up for sure. Definitely the Nexus 6 review is right behind bars, like the the real-time stats go or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the iPhone one is going to get the more views because it's in more places, obviously. I do expect that YouTube search and related videos and stuff will boost up the other ones over the next year or so, though.
Yeah, they will. I don't doubt that the Nexus 5 versus Nexus 6 will be big too. And I just don't. I think they'll all be. They're all going to do extremely well. They're all going to do extremely well. It's just like you said. That iPhone picked that up and.
Yeah, that's exactly all I did too, to see which one maybe because I was actually on the fence about doing the Note 4 video because
choice.
Well, no, just because I was busy and I already had 3 other videos. Okay, my timeline for the last 2 weeks was Nexus 9 unboxing and first impressions, Nexus 6 first impressions, Nexus 9 review, and then all these Nexus 6 things, along with trying to put together some other stuff outside of that. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I really wanted to, which is why I crunched all night last night to finish the Note 4 video, because I really wanted to do it. I know a lot of people want to see it. But one thing that pushed me over the edge is when I went to YouTube and I typed in Nexus 6, and then I put space, and then I put V. The first thing that pops up is Nexus 6 versus Note 4. Then it's Nexus 6 versus iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. Then it's Nexus 6 versus Nexus 5. Then it's Nexus 6 versus OnePlus One. So OnePlus One is the very bottom of the list, and even under that is Moto X. So I was like, okay, I gotta push and get this Note video done because for one, people are looking for it, and two, everybody that was the second most popular or the third. It was the second most Actually, it was a tie between the Nexus 5 and the Note 4 in the poll that I did on Google Plus. So I was like, I gotta do it for the people that watch the videos first and foremost, because they're the ones that really they really want to see it, and they're the ones that kind of push this channel in new directions as far as like. You know what I mean? Like it's all about the subscribers. I mean, we wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for the people that support us and watch our videos. So.
No, you're right. And the thing is, just like you said about doing the jailbreak and stuff, you got tired of it. It wasn't fun anymore, and you make that choice. But you have other options out there of what people want to see. And
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'll say this openly. I did the jailbreak stuff for the views.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're huge.
That's it, dude. That's it. That's all I did it for. Don't get me wrong, it was cool. I mean, it was entertaining, and like it was always fun to see what kind of new things would be iterated or like iterated in that space. It was always cool to see like the new tweak ideas that people would come up with and stuff, and just basically, huh?
No, go ahead, finish.
I was just saying, basically, they're making iOS a better platform all around, right. And it's not that I don't. I mean, I intend on jailbreaking these 2 iPhones tomorrow or later on, but I just don't get any enjoyment out of like making those like robotic videos. Actually, I shouldn't even say that robotic, because that's like a kind of a negative term, I guess. For me, it felt like it was like I'm just running through the motions to make those tweak videos, because there are people that make those kind of straight on one angle, tweak videos, and they do excellent job at it. Like Jeff Benjamin from iDownloadBlog and Cody from iTweaks. They make freaking awesome tweak videos, and it's this, for whatever reason, it's mostly the same thing with just the camera pointed at a phone and they're showing you a thing, but they're so excited about it and so like into it that it makes it better. You know what I mean? Like for me, I could always try to sound like I was that excited, but I'm not ever really, like I'm really just doing this like, oh, okay, people are gonna want to watch this, so I should definitely do this. And it was just nice to take a step back from that and say, okay, I don't have to do this. People may want to see it, but you know what? There are other channels that are more specialized in that area that'll do a better job than me, and I'd rather promote their content than do something that I'm not happy doing.
Right. Well, like you said, you're changing it up and you're doing other things that are just as in demand. So if you're not
it's
enjoying
just a
it,
different thing. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and at the same time, were you also bored with it because maybe the functionality in the non-jailbroken, non-rooted versions were getting a little bit better to the point where you felt like, you know what? Like you said, as much as there's some cool tweaks that you can do when you're jailbreaking, do you get to the point, were you to the point where you're like, there's really not a whole lot coming out that's as fast and as furious as it was? That made
No, because iOS, I mean, I don't know. This is gonna start a war, but for myself, iOS is not as far along as Android still.
right.
And there's still a lot of things that, and I mean, there's some legitimate fact to that, and because of that, I think jailbreaking is definitely a require until Apple stops there ever being the ability to have a jailbroken device, which I don't know if they'll ever be able to do. There will still be people making jailbreaks and innovating and creating ideas that Apple will sometime implement into their freaking operating system at a later date. So it's like,
Right. Well, yeah, I know, I understand, and it's just a different philosophy that I think Apple has taken. That you start tweaking, you start messing with it, and then you have to make sure it doesn't affect something else. But I mean, I've jailbroken before, and I've put things on there, and I've seen zero effect to the phone. The phone operates perfect.
Yeah. There are two things that I would say that are a must-have. Like two reasons alone that you should jailbreak.
Mhm.
There are two simple reasons that are why you should jailbreak. One, file management. iFile, you can download files from and keep them on your phone and access them from a computer later. You have full complete file management system with iFile. And two, Activator. Activator is the craziest. You can add any kind of shortcut you could imagine with Activator. You could double tap on the status bar to launch Twitter. You could shake your device to open the camera like a Moto X. Blah blah blah. Anything that you can tap or touch or shake or move on this phone, you could make it a shortcut with Activator and make it do anything you want. I could have it so instead of doing reachability, when I double tap the home button, it sends a text message to my mom. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Those two things are reason enough to jailbreak, and those two things are also something that I don't ever see Apple having.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, those are reason enough. If you want to jailbreak, then just make those two if you're not into jailbreaking, just jailbreak and make those two the only things you install. It will not affect your device.
Right.
And you're going to get the best performance, or the best experience on an iOS device that you've ever had.
Interesting.
Prior to that point.
I was thinking about jailbreaking again just to try it out.
It's not bad. People think it's so shady and like it sucks because the jailbreak community is so associated with piracy. But really, at the end of it, piracy is such a very, very small part, like a tiny, teeny little percentage of the jailbreak community. And newsflash, piracy is on a much larger scale everywhere else outside of the jailbreak community.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I
mean,
bought stuff on the after I jailbroke. I've bought stuff on there, and it works tremendously well.
And I feel like jailbreak, more the prominent like tweaks for jailbreak for jailbroken devices are updated more frequently than some of the the major apps on the App Store. I mean, you'll see these prominent tweak developers pushing updates for their tweaks more often and more frequently and staying up to date with the times and the new operating systems than any app developer on the App Store.
Right.
They're just dedicated to serving their fans and their audience, customers, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just yeah.
No, that's cool. Definitely. Hey Marco, we keeping you awake or?
Oh no. I mean, I've been in bed all day, so
You got anything to add to this? Or?
I'm just listening to
he
this
doesn't
great
do that.
conversation, man.
He doesn't know anything about jailbreaking.
I don't jailbreak yet.
No, he doesn't mess with that.
Oh, it's so much fun though. Like when you get into it.
I mean, dude,
I like cameras.
Yeah, it is really a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun with the things that you can do and the different experiences you can explore with an iOS device broken. That's all very interesting and fun. I still don't get a kick out of making videos about it.
I can understand you there. I can understand that. I have no idea what Marco is doing. It looks like he's studying.
No. Well, yes and no, but
He's reading up on his lens.
yes.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes, that's hilarious. Well, I'm dying over here. Ugh. No,
I like cameras. That's all I like.
Yeah, we know. Oh, good lord. Hey, did the was it the Nexus 6 got the update to 5? No, not the Nexus 6.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, you did?
on the Nexus 6, yeah.
Yeah.
When UPS delivered it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. What was everybody talking about today that got the update? Was it the 5?
And the G2, the G2 had a soak test. I think all of the Nexus devices got their OTAs today, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It was released, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw that on Twitter.
All the Nexus devices, the Moto G, the Moto X Pure Edition, Moto X first generation, and Moto G first generation got their Lollipop update today.
Not bad.
It's pretty damn fast, honestly.
Oh no, I mean
Motorola beat Google at their own Nexus game. That's the funny part.
And dogs are barking. Dumb dogs. Yeah. The Nexus Fast. The Nexus 5 is fast with Lollipop.
Oh really? That's good.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of just raw like fluidity, Lollipop is bringing all of that and not the specifications. Would you say that Lollipop's pretty smooth for you, Marco?
Oh yeah.
On the Nexus 5?
On Nexus 5, on Nexus
on the G,
9,
the LG, the Moto G, yeah.
Yeah. It makes it a completely different experience.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's like
nice.
It's so I said this in earlier. I said this a lot, dude, but I think Lollipop is Android's iOS in terms of like being like responsive and like snappy, and it's just so nice.
Excellent. I mean, it was exciting to see it on the when they did the keynote and did all that. Just the promise of it seemed like it was there, and like you said, it's a very polished, finally a polished version of Android. I mean, not the KitKat.
I don't want to say that though. I think Android. I think from KitKat and above, or really Jelly Bean from above, it's been pretty polished. But this one is the true competitor. And I'm not saying that Android's always been a great software platform. But this has been this is a step almost towards beating Apple at what they do best, because they basically made the iOS of Android, but they made it 10 times better than Android's been.
Right.
That's my thing. I think Lollipop is as fluid as iOS, and it still gives you all the flexibility that Android has.
You guys got me going on Craigslist looking local. I found a Nexus 5 32 gig mint condition, warranty included, accessories for free, $350.
Yikes!
What is that? Nexus 5?
That's how much the phone was, though.
I'm selling a Nexus 5 to somebody for like $220, I think.
Yeah. 32 gig or 16?
32.
Ooh. Okay. Well, then I'll keep looking.
I mean, I bought it for my comparison video, and now I'm selling it. I bought it used though too.
Right, right.
I mean, it's still in good condition, but I needed one for that comparison, and so I went and got one, and I'm done with it. Like I have no need. This is an awesome phone. It's an
Yeah.
excellent phone. I love this phone a lot. But it's kind of boring too at the same time.
Size is good, of course.
It's weird because I saw a very accurate quote from The Verge tweeted it. I believe it was an excerpt from their review. The Nexus 6 it was like something along the lines of the Nexus 6 feels like it's too big until all of a sudden it doesn't. Which is so true because you get this thing and you hold it and you're like, holy crap, this is a freaking monster.
Yeah.
And I was like that. I was like, this is insane. Like, why is this so big? And now it doesn't seem that big at all. It seems small, actually, just because of how it's designed. The curves on it, how it feels in your hand, the bezels are pretty slim. I mean, it feels more comfortable to hold and use than the iPhone 6 Plus almost.
Right. And
Yeah,
that's
actually, not almost. It does. It feels more comfortable to use than the iPhone 6 Plus.
right.
I don't know why, but
No, it's because of the way that the material in the back to the
yeah.
to how it's rounded. It's the idea that you sit there and hold the 5 Plus or the 6 Plus, it feels a little slippery, and that makes it
Yeah.
difficult to sit there and say, oh, this makes it feel like a larger phone because you have to worry about not dropping it. Whereas the Nexus 6 has just the design aspect of it makes it perfect.
I feel like if I dropped the Nexus 6, it's going to suffer less damage than if I dropped the iPhone 6 Plus.
I agree.
I just feel like it depends. This glass is all the way out to the edge, as is the iPhone 6 Plus. So I think no matter what, because of the weight, you're going to end up with a crack.
Right.
But I feel like it's going to be less than what it would end up if you dropped the 6 Plus.
Gotcha.
At least the Nexus 6 doesn't bend, right?
I don't know. Does it?
Well, it's a big Moto X.
Exclusive.
Exclusive. Wait, hold on. Let's
not
lock
gonna-
it on.
I'm
Go ahead,
not gonna-
bend it.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I'm joking. No, you know what? Actually, I'd like to see. I guess if I pull the trigger, I might get it on Verizon and just throw it on as an extra.
No, well, dude, if you buy it on the Play Store, it'll work with all four major actually, with any of them. Actually, that may not be true. They might lock it. But I know that this version that I have, which is the Play Store version, and also the T-Mobile version, because it came with T-Mobile literature in the box that I got it in, I can hot swap between AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon.
Oh.
And Sprint.
Well, I don't have a Sprint card to test, so I couldn't say that. But
Tried it on Verizon and it worked.
Yeah, I have it. I use Verizon's my main carrier. I have a Verizon SIM card in here right now. I get LTE and everything. Actually, there's no voice over LTE though.
Gotcha.
But I think that'll come with the specialized Verizon version. But yeah, I mean, buy from the Play Store if you can.
Okay.
And you won't get any bloatware, and you won't get, or just buy it from T-Mobile off contract because that one will work the same way.
Okay.
But yeah, I gotta get going, man. I'm freaking tired.
No, I hear you.
And it's late.
Thanks
Well,
for
it's not late.
No, that's cool. It's all good. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah.
Poor Larry and Tomas had to leave, but
Yeah, they go to their little take nappies. So.
yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Cool, man. Thank
All right,
you,
man.
and I will talk to you guys later.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
You
You
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye. Peace. Everybody in the room, thank you guys very much. And the after show. And I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I had a blast doing it. It was so much fun. You know what? I'll get Lou on another show where we do a specialized podcast. And do that. Marquez being on The Verge was freaking awesome. Them editing his video and doing all that shooting for him was totally cool. Give him, the idea of taking away the idea of being a one-man band. That was pretty cool seeing all that. So I liked it. I thought it was an awesome video. So, all right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for the podcast after show, sort of. And thanks all for joining us. 16 people was cool to jump in after the fact. So thank you guys very much. And I will see you in the next one.